On the path of love, we are neither masters nor the owners of our lives. We are only a brush in the hand of the master painter, Rumi. So I've had a number of mentors in my life, and mentors are so important. Our first mentors are our parents, and there's that trusting bond that you have with the baby between his mother. It's hard to find a parallel in this world. There are many other mentors that we have along the way. We have school teachers, elementary, and then we have high school teachers, and then university level. Then we learn a profession and they become our mentors. And that's all knowledge, the mentors of this world, but there are also spiritual mentors. And I've had the good fortune to sit at the feet of 3 such great teachers in my life. So since yesterday was the death anniversary of one of these mentors, his name was Sant Darshan Singh. He was a great poet, humanitarian. He spent his life in serving people. In his worldly career, he was a civil servant in the Indian government. On the side, he was a great mystic poet and wrote volumes of poetry, beautiful poetry, which I'll share a couple of his verses. So one of them was, he says, travelers who come after me will have no cause to complain that they found neither footsteps nor light on the path of love. It's kind of Rumi-esque in a way. It's kind of like Rumi. But maybe there's a similarity in all wisdom, because truth is truth. You can't alter it, you can't change it, and it doesn't matter if that truth is uttered or perceived or realized 2,000 years ago or 2,500 years ago or 500 years ago or today. Truth is truth. You can't argue with it. It is complete in itself. So I just relate one incident which I thought was really beautiful. I happened to be present in New York City with this teacher. He was giving a talk to about 1,000 people in New York City, and one of his lines, he was Darshan, the poet, had this incredible sensitivity for people and for language. And he was very knowledgeable in all the world's religions. He was very knowledgeable about Western poetry. And he could recite, he could quote Shakespeare or Yeats or any of the great Indian mystic poets as well, like Kabir and Nanak and Bulleh Shah and so many others. And but he himself was a very accomplished poet. And for his poetry in his lifetime, he received 3 Academy Awards, Urdu Academy Awards. It's a language of poetry in India. But he was very fluent. He spoke beautiful English. One of his poems was very sweet. A sublime heart receives more light from love than from the beauty which the eyes behold. So he went to New York City on July 31st, 1988, against doctor's advice, because he was in frail health at that time. Whether you're a saint or a sinner, whether you're east or west, we all possess this fragile human body, and it is subject to the rigors of the physical life. Nobody has been able to keep their body. Kings or paupers, learned or unlearned, saints or sinners, we all have to go someday. And so thousands of people came to meet him in New York City, some to renew their covenant with freedom and others to begin it. His inspired discourses were followed by initiation into the mysteries of the beyond. During the inner sound portion, an elderly lady interrupted her meditation and laid a hand on his arm. He led her outside, inviting me along also. And she said, Dear, dear master, she said, I have been seeing the radiant form of Kirpal Singh, who was the previous master, off and on for several years. And she described her experience that she had during meditation. It was very beautiful. And then she suddenly hugged the master and wept on his compassionate shoulder. So the woman said, I have known you before. Perhaps we're old friends, perhaps from another life. And the master answered, I have seen many, many eyes, but they are all his eyes. Wherever I look, I see the eyes of the one divine beloved. After the meditation finished, James Nicholson is an old friend of mine. He's passed away. An elderly Greek American. He said, Master, when Jesus was on the cross, why did he say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? So the master was very familiar with the Bible. He said, I'm not sure, but I've always believed that he was quoting the 22nd Psalm. And when I put that to the beloved master, he agreed with me. He's talking about his master. He then called for a King James version of the Bible to be brought forth and had it read aloud before the packed New York theater. This is the quote. He says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? My God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and am not silent, but thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. They said, the gods have encompassed me. The assembly of wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. They part my garment among them and cast my lots upon my vesture. But be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. And next he had the 23rd Psalm read out. And you might be familiar with this psalm because it's so famous. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me by the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So it was it was a very beautiful moment, and then the next year, I got a call from Sant Darshan Singh's son, Raji or Rajender, and he told me that the beloved Darshan Singh had just passed away. And so Ratna and I, we got on the earliest plane that we could to go to attend the funeral in India. It was quite an amazing experience. We happened to arrive at the Delhi airport just as his son, Raji, as we knew him as Raji, arrived. Also, although he came on a different time and a different airport from Chicago, and we came from Vancouver. And immense respect was paid to him. And then we all went on a cavalcade to the ashram where Sant Darshan Singh had passed away. And there we beheld him, and there was a funeral procession. It was one of the biggest probably since Mahatma Gandhi. Where hundreds of thousands of people came out to honor this great saint and this great poet. And we attended the cremation. it was a really amazing time, a very deeply moving time. This is also a day that has a lot of meaning for me because it was the day that um, this great soul left the body. And we're kind of faithful people. We try to remain true to our friends and to each other and to our family and all those that we know. And I think it's been the practice of meditation that has helped us so much along our journey, and it's deepened our experience of life. It has opened up doors of compassion, doors of understanding, and sometimes that little door opens and some wisdom flows through. We're grateful to be recipients of what it is that the Creator wants to give all of us. When we were married by my first great preceptor, Sant Singh, in 1969, he said, "You should be like a flute, all empty from within, so that the Creator may make beautiful music out of your lives." To be, if we become hollow from within, then that music can be orchestrated in our lives. So let us now sit for meditation and try to become hollow like a flute. Right? Please close your eyes and focus your attention deeply within. Just look into the middle of whatever you see lying opposite to your eyes. If we can achieve that state of emptiness, that state of calm and peace, then we may see the light within, and we may also hear that music of the divine that created everything that is known and unknown. Because again, in the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and without the Word was not anything made that was made." So that Word is the primal force. The Hindus call it Om, the Sikhs call it Nam, the Muslims call it Kalma, the, the Taoists call it the Tao. Pythagoras called it the music of the spheres. Buddha called it the lion roar of the Dharma. Thank you all for joining in on our meditation circle today. A poet has said, life is a dome of many colored glass that stains the white radiance of eternity. We see everything through a prism. We're not unidimensional. We're multidimensional. We have untold possibilities within us. So thank you for joining today, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Well, it's the end of a week, right? But weekend, then the week. Time waits for no one. God bless you all. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you, Aaron.